Alright, to start things off, John, for starters, this story takes place when I was about 17 years old. It was the week before prom decorating for the junior class, which I was a part of, and a couple of friends and I were sitting around trying to figure out what to do because we had some downtime, and I suggested, by asking one of my friends, Sarah, if she wanted to go over to my cousin Greg's house and hang out by the cabin in the pond. Just hang out, do whatever for a little bit, and she said no, she didn't think she was interested. And then my other friend Brooke was like, yeah, that sounds good, I'll go. And all of a sudden Sarah changed her tune and said, yeah, okay, I'll go too if Brooke's going. I was like, okay, whatever. So we went on out there, and we're sitting around hanging out, and I asked Brooke, I said, well, what do you want to do? And she said, I don't know, it's just kind of hot out here, let's just sit by the dock and hang out for a little bit and get something to drink. I was like, alright, that's fine. So we're sitting there around the dock, and we started talking about prom decorations. And Sarah was in charge of the wall decorations, and I suggested that brighter colors, or darker colors rather, would be a good suit. And she said she wasn't really sure what she wanted, and then she didn't think darker colors would be good, and she wanted brighter colors. Well, then Brooke said, why don't we make the colors darker, and then we can put some neon paint on them, and brighten them up that way. And then Sarah says, like, wow, that's a great idea. Neon paint on darker colors. I really like that. Let's do that. And I'm thinking the whole time, like, alright, well, once again, Brooke strikes again, so to speak. So as we continue on, once again, Brooke mentions how hot it is, and I said, I'm about to go swimming. And she's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And Sarah says, I don't think I'm going to go swimming. And I'm like, why not? She said, I just don't want to. I was like, well, okay. I was just like, figured that you might. She said, no, I don't feel like swimming. And I was like, let's be honest, Sarah. If Brooke jumps in, you're going to jump in too. And boy, was I wrong from that point. She lashes out at me and says, just because Brooke's going to do something doesn't mean I'm going to do something. And I was like, well, considering all of today's prior events, that's kind of the common theme. And she said, what? And I said, nothing. No, what did you say? And I said, nothing, it's no big deal. We spat about it back and forth for a couple of moments, and then finally I just let it go. Analyzing this incident, I made a couple of stereotypes early on. 2 times earlier in this situation, Sarah had claimed that she wanted one thing, I wanted to do one thing, and then as soon as Brooke said something opposite, she decided to change her mind. 2 different times I considered Sarah's behavior to be submissive to Brooke, and she was acting as a tag-along, so to speak. I should have understood the gender role consequences in this when I made that last statement about doing whatever Brooke wants to do, because I was outnumbered for one, and there were 2 girls and 1 guy. So, at that point, I should have known better than to make some type of a stereotype like that in that situation. I also noticed the kinesis of Sarah's behavior with Brooke. Everywhere Brooke wanted to go, Sarah would go too, and she would tag along right behind her, and they would do the same things, and they would say the same things, and they would even seem like they were trying to laugh and act the same way. And I picked up on that situation. And then the biggest thing was the paralanguage. At the end, she lashed out at me verbally, pretty loud. I will add, she kind of lost verbal communication there for a second, and it turned to yelling. Evaluating the situation, I may have had a valid claim on what I said about Sarah wanting to do everything just because Brooke does it, regarding their relationship rather. But I should have done a couple of things differently. One thing I should have done is I should have observed the situation a little bit longer, maybe to gather some more information, some more scenarios to really add weight to the credibility of what I was saying. Secondly, if I were to bring it up, which is really not any of my business, I guess, from an outer perspective, but if I were to bring it up, it's about time, place, and manner. I didn't do a very good job of selecting a time or a place that was proper for the situation, maybe a more intimate, calm environment rather than being outside, running around acting silly or whatever. I could have opened it up with something maybe along the lines of, you know, wow, Sarah, it seems like you and Brooke have a lot in common these days. You guys seem to enjoy a lot of the same things, and taking it from there. From Sarah's perspective, she seems to have thought, it seemed like rather, that she thought I was attacking her. And it may have came out that way. I didn't mean to. My demeanor was very like, now come on, Sarah. I mean, you know if Brooke's going to jump in, you're going to do the same thing. You know, that kind of thing. Joking and whatnot in a sense. And she may have taken that the wrong way. But at the same time, she could have done a better job of, you know, elaborating to me her feelings. You know, if she was upset about it, then she should have been like, hey, you know, just because Brooke's going to do something, that doesn't mean that I'm going to do it the exact same. And, you know, and maybe even something along those lines, I don't really appreciate you, you know, just lumping me with her with everything, because, you know, I'm my own person too. And if she would have done that, then, you know, I would have felt a lot worse about it than I did. And I would have been open to talking to her about it, you know, and apologize and that sort of thing. So I was quick to pull the trigger on a judgment, and that I had made a stereotype, and she was really quick to lash out. And I think if both of us would have held back our thoughts and our feelings and been a little more calm in the situation, I think it would have been better all around.